because of the freedom of Namibia.
That's right.
Yeah, so one have to realize that sometimes as artists, it's not that we are not recognized, it's only that ourselves as African people, and can say Namibian people, we are denial of the gift that we have get from God. You know, it's a gift that no one to see it and see how can we assist the gift of these creations of us. Yeah.
And when you speak of recognition, what exactly do you want to see then? What recognition or honor do you believe artists such as the late Ras deserves?
You know, when you look at sports, it's just because it's a Western concept.
Yeah.
You know, they are recognized. You know, they also have diplomat passports. I know many of the sports people. You know, and it's the same thing. You understand? Why can we not recognize artists who are very a platform and ambassador? Artists are the ambassador. So why we're only recognized when there is a expo or international cultural festivals,
or a public holiday.
Public holidays, then is when you come and use artists as a bubblegum. You see? Yeah. So for us, recognition is also that if we see like Rashiyama and the late Jackson Kayue and Bwende them and Ahue them, those are people in Kwela. It's people who died with the knowledge of music. You know, where one could see as a government could realize that if somebody in that stage of Raz or somebody get 45 years old with that knowledge of music, but because we are disturbed on this ideology, believing education is more important to have a paper, but you don't understand the knowledge of music. So if those artists could become also giving classes, it can be in the College of the Arts, university, just to get some incomes, you know, to be recognized in that way, you know, so you take that person and go and teach, and then at least just have something to live. Because to be in an art industry is not easy to live.
Absolutely.
You know, because sometimes you find gigs, sometimes you find an exhibition, but from there, what?
And they're seasonal.
In the seasonal, you see. Yeah, so in that way, how do we then appreciate and acknowledge those gurus or those artists who have really contributed to the independence? Because independent, one thing people have to understand is that it's freed by art. Because music was part of it. Koyewa was singing, many of people went to exile because of Koyewa's music and because of Tatekora's music. So music was keeping us, even when we toy, where Africans are those people, you know, even we are angry, we have that joy of toy. But what is there is music. When you look at the pamphlets, you know, at the banners, who create them? Is artists. The t-shirt that you have to wear every time is artists. So artists have been the transformation within independence and the freedom, but that recognition, are they there?
I also would remember some of the war cry songs that were also created.
Yeah.
Were also created by artists.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's quite important. And you also mentioned, you know, how good of an artist he was, especially blending reggae with African rhythms for social conscious. How would you describe his impact of music in Namibian society, or rather beyond?
You see, the impact is that there's joy in himself and there's unity in his music.
Absolutely.
So in that music, his transformation, it was a healing also, a therapy of healing. You know, it's just that one cannot ask why, but himself knows why. Why did he take his life? Well, his music was a healing to all of us, you know. So in also the thing is that when we have a musician, somebody like Rashiyama, his concern was about the people.
Absolutely.
You know, and the people, how people lives, you know, the survival of the people, why people are suffering. Yeah, so, and that is also one concept of us African cultures. We are Ubuntu people. Yeah, we have unity. So you can't have unity without a community. Yeah, so in Rush music, one can say that it's only that, as they say, artists never die, you know. Musicians don't die. So his music is going to live with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what did we do when he was living with us? You know, so
Absolutely.
it's a kind of, I don't know if it's an heritage of African people. You know, when you are alive, you are not important.
Yeah.
You become important when you leave the earth.
So let's talk about what you have now raised, the recognition and the honor that artists now need. Who needs to come on board? Who needs to really, you know, get out, not even get out, but actually bring people together and actually make sure that from now onwards, artists that are, of course, of the caliber such as his, are actually well taken care of, and they're also well honored as, of course, artists that has become national treasures in their respect.
Who must come forward? It is me and you. It is we. We always want to have a finger It is we. When I say we as a community, we as the government, we as the nation, from home already. You see, for us artists or for the new generation that is going to be artists, for them to be successful is when the parents understand and understand the importance of art. So we as the government itself have also to realize that, you know, because we have the Ministry of what? Arts and Culture.
That's correct.
You see, we have the Ministry of what? Of Relation in Industrial. You see, so industry, we are also a part of industry.
Absolutely.
Because we have the creative industry. So it is, as a government itself, is for us to realize that our culture, and I always say also our traditional authorities, it is part of culture. We have only these titles or names, but they don't do the job that they have to create. Yeah, so we all as the one Namibia, from those ministry, have to find out how do we come up with an institution, or if it's not an institution, an investment, where we have to cater artists. And also the other thing is how do we come and create studio spaces, cubics, like you have these market spaces, but where's the studio for artists? Where do they create? Where are they to be? So why can you not build up that? And also cultural villages where artists can then at least perform every time. And artists can also then sell their craft and art. You know, we don't have those kind of, and that is where business starts. And economical development is within our artists, but we are just not recognized. So the recognition must start with us, and we must not always speak. We must act and implement. So sometimes it also depends on nowadays, because those who sit there and save for artists is those who save with qualification and who save for only economy, you know, to get their salary. But are they have passion on that? Do they have that passion on art?
That's a very good question.
You understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to shift to what we were earlier discussing. We of course heard the sad passing of Rashiyama, which was of course very, very shocking, as it was mentioned, suicide. But let's talk about the mental health situation as well in the creative industry as well. How important really is it to, you know, because there are so many pressures that come with, you know, being an artist and keeping up to what you have built, your consistency, and even having to serve such a big number of people. How important is it for, you know, the creative industry to also really, really incorporate mental health and also get help to also avoid having challenges such as perhaps what has now have occurred?
It is only, we can only have that help. They always call it mental health. For me, I always call it the brain health. Because when you say already mental health, somebody already thinks you are crazy. And that's also one thing that we have to realize. Where's these cases? You see, a word can curse. So already when you say mental health, you already made me to think I'm mad. Understand? So for me, it's a brain problem. And that brain problem can only be helped because so far, why we have this, one thing we have to understand, we don't have cultural independence. Cultural independence within our heritage, norms and values, in our cultures, it was very difficult to find those suicides. So the important is that we are denial of our own culture, and the culture and heritage, the policy is already there. It was implemented this year, at the beginning of the year. And we are very happy arts and cultural policy. So in that policy, when you read on it, you'll also find that also, what is our problem? Because we are living in a life of where we have inherited a different culture. And that culture comes with money. When I say money, it is money. We live on money. You see, and that money, we cannot plant a seed. But in our culture, we are crops people, we are land people. So we use them to have, we plant and have crops. We live with livestock. You see? So because living now today, we can have problems that we have in our hearts, you know, and you can be human within yourself. But the situation, democracy and politics are also then contribute to what we are today. Because we are not recognized to who we are, we have to obey the rules and laws what we live in today. You understand, my brother?
Absolutely.
So it is culture that we need back, because as culture we live as unity. As culture we love each other in our cultures, but because we deny ourselves as African and Namibia at large, we deny that we have a culture, you know, and that culture can help our people for suicide, and sometimes suicide can also be inherited, like I tell you earlier. You see? We didn't have people that hang themselves. It came from the colony time, when the German comes and hangs us, and then it becomes a very darkness spirit within ourselves. Are we cleansed? We were not cleansed after independence. do we consult ourselves after independence? We did not do that because those things also haunt us. So that's why you see people killing each other. You know, and then that's why also you see people raping, men raping, because it was brought to them by the colonies. Yeah, it's not that I'm blaming them. It's spiritual. When we speak spiritual, that spirit is still within us. Yeah, and it is very difficult for us to talk about mental health and not talk about the importance of our culture.
Absolutely. That's a very interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, we need to talk about our cultures, then I will find an answer on mental health. And it's also a Western concept, huh? Yeah, the mental health. Yeah, in our culture, we heal. People have been healed in that way.
Absolutely.
Initiated all the time.
Let's now shift focus to your artistic journey. You have an exhibition taking place on the 11th of September till the 9th of October. Talk to us about the transformation exhibition at Elunduluko.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Elunduluko is an exhibition that is coming on the 11th of September, and that will start at 18 hours to...
This is it right here.
Yeah, exactly that one. So in that exhibition, there will be Melody, Milinga, and Mercy, Maxon. So I'm with the three mothers, so I'm protected by the mothers. And there's also something about Olunduruko. It's also, for me, transformation in my artwork. There's more femininity. Yeah, where I'm trying to also to speak to mothers, that mothers, you are the one who have to take care of us, parent and nature us, because you give birth to us. And that's why also these things we talk about suicide. Our mothers also then have denied our sons, but you give birth to me. So in this exhibition, you're going to find that self-healing also in a conversation, self-dignity in my work, titles of my work. So it is very important for those who come to the exhibition, connect with an art piece, because there is also titles on the art piece, and find yourself in there. Yeah, and for me is things have changed, and we have to realize that we need to become somebody, because when you are ahead within yourself, it does not mean you cannot change. And the importance of this exhibition is that I'm not going to exhibit what I normally do as a culture of cardboard printmaking that was invented for Namibians. So here I'm doing a collage out of the prints. So it's like cutting, you know, pieces of life, castles of life, yeah, and then create a new me. And then that art also become beautiful or become creative. Yeah, and I will support that. Most of our brothers and sisters, when I speak that, I speak about our black people. It is also for your time now to support. If in reality, we artists are only supported by the white folks. No lies, no fools. You see? Yeah, so our people must also start supporting us as visual artists, craft people, and also stop saying, no, it's too much. You know, but when you go into a market, supermarket or Edgar's or Markham's, you don't say it's too much. You understand? So why do we have that culture that we always don't want the other person or your own community to grow economically? You see? Absolutely. So it's also the time for you, Elunduruko, is also for our people, business people, millionaire peoples in Namibia, also to come and support the art sectors. We cannot do it alone. Not the government, it also cannot do it alone. So all those private sectors could also give in, you know, into the development of art industry. Then we'll be making a country. Absolutely. Yeah.
Papa Shikongeni, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for sharing Rashama's legacy, your journey with him as well, but also very, very, very excited for this upcoming journey that you've embarked on, Elunduluko. Of course, taking place from the 11th to the 9th of October. That is taking place where exactly?
Bell House Gallery.
Bell House Gallery.
Yeah, it's Bell Street, number 18.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hoping the best for this. I think we still have another conversation then after to actually learn about how this happened.
Yeah, you're welcome, my brother.